everybody, this is Bobby with bobbystamps.blogspot.com. I first of all want to start this video off by saying thank you to everybody. I gained about 40 subscribers this week, so I am super happy about that. I'm kind of new to YouTube and doing videos, and I turned my back, it seemed like, for 2 seconds, and I ended up with gaining almost 20, I think 25 subscribers, or no, I'm sorry, 40 subscribers this week. I am just like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And some nice comments have been left, and you guys are hitting the like button. So just shout out to you guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I've worked really hard to try to make sure that I do videos quite frequently and do posts on my blog, and I really appreciate it. Thanks, guys. It means a lot. So what I'm going to show you today is I want to showcase another stamp set that is on the retired list for Stampin' Up! That they just released last week. So this is the 6-sided sampler, and this is the stamp set, and we're going to use the flower and the I can't think of what that's called, the plaid is what we're going to use, and then we're going to use the saying that says "My friends." We're also going to use the Gorgeous Grunge, and we're going to use this this one there to make our background, stamp our background. You are going to need, also, we're using the red, Real Red and Garden Green striped ribbon, and then we're going to use the Pumpkin Pie chevron. We're also going to use, and I just actually got these White Perfect accents a couple of weeks ago, I think it was. They were on the one of the sale of the weeks. I can't remember what it's called now. And we're going to use the Cucumber Crush ink pad, Tangelo Twist ink pad, and then I bought my stamp sets as a bundle, so I got my punch. So we're going to need that, and then we're also going to use the banner punch to make our banner. And I just want to tell you guys too that today, or yesterday, if you watched my other YouTube video, I got my mat, so I've been trying it out with my stamping, and I absolutely love it. It does make a difference when you're stamping. So this is the card I made using those stamp sets, all the accessories I just mentioned. I'm not very good at tying bows. I'm trying to get better at that. So I'm going to set this out of the way for right now. I love the orange and the green together too. I'm just going to lower the camera so it might shake just a little bit so you guys can get a better view when I start making the cards. And we'll just move that in a little bit. So the cardstock that you're going to need, this is a 2-inch by 4-inch, and that's what we're going to use to make our banner. The white piece of cardstock that we're going to use for layering is cut at 5 3 1/4, so it's 5 3 1/4. And then our orange Tangelo Twist cardstock is 5 1/4 by 4. And then for the background, we're using the Cucumber Crush, and it's already been cut. It's the standard A2 size. So we're just gonna score that really quick, and we'll just put it out of the way for a second. You're also going to need a scrap piece of Whisper White cardstock, and that's what we're going to stamp our designs on. So we'll just go ahead and get started with that first. So what I did is we're going to start with the flower one first, and I'm just going to ink it up in the Cucumber Crush, and I'm going to just do one of the flower in green in the Cucumber Crush. We're going to clean that off really quick, remount my stamp, it came off, and then we're going to stamp 2 flowers in the Tangelo Twist. Let me see if I can do this a little bit better. So we'll and I just kind of stamped them right beside each other when I did it earlier. And then we are going to need, just pop this off and change it out really quick for the plaid. And that one's that right there. So we'll grab that one really quick, mount it up there. And in the Tangelo Twist, we're going to go ahead and do one in the plaid, and then go ahead and leave that open because we're going to do our sentiment in the Tangela twist. The cucumber crush, we're going to need one in plaid for that. Okay, so that's all for that. And then this was the one we're going to use for the background, and we're going to stamp that. I don't know why I just closed that up. We're going to stamp it in that. Okay, so let's just move those out of the way really quick. Grab your white, Whisper White cardstock. Now this is kind of the tricky thing, is when you're going to do your, excuse me, when you're going to do your banner. So I'm just actually going to go ahead and do that. So you just slide that in there as far as it'll go. Push down really quick. And voila, we have our banner. So what I did earlier when I did mine, I just kind of like lined it up, and it's one of those things where you just kind of have to eyeball it. So I just put it in as far as it would go. Make sure you have it in there straight and it's centered. Pop out that center. And then you can kind of see, and this is kind of what I did. Excuse me. So I kind of lined it up where I wanted it, and then I inked up the splatter. And the first thing I did, make sure you're not getting it on your green banner, but you can just, you know, it's just random. So you can just kind of put it there. And then what I did was I just kind of kept making sure that around that I wasn't doing anything, but I still did it all the way around. You just don't want it to be like all over where you're going to do your sentiment. So just kind of, you know, eyeball it and remember where you were going. And it's not that big of a deal, even if you, and I'm just going to move this because I don't want to get it on my mat. And with this splatter, it's, so then I just kind of went around that way, and then just a little bit there. And I'm going to say that's good. And it doesn't matter. I mean, it's okay that we got it in there, because as you can see on my card, I still got it in there. And it's going to be fine. So we're going to go ahead and close the cucumber crush. Then the next thing that we'll do to get our card going is we'll go ahead and pop out everything that we just stamped here. And this is super easy to do. I always do this upside down so that way you can kind of see, and you just kind of get your, and then once you get it kind of close, you can kind of squeeze on that a little bit to hold it in place. Whoops. Okay, I'm gonna have to cut the side piece off because it won't let me get it in there straight, so we'll just chop that off. And then we'll go back in, and you just line it up with your design and pop it out. I don't know if I'm gonna have to, yep, I'm gonna have to cut it again. And then again. And I wanted to do this on camera so you guys could see how to do it. I mean, I'm sure you know how to do it, but just go ahead and cut that one out too. And then we're going to go ahead and do this one. Whoops. Okay. We'll grab that one. And then with this one, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to move that over just a hair. There we go. Okay. Now, I personally, and I think it's just personal preference on what you guys like, but I do not like the extra white around my edges. Some people do. So I just take my snips and just cut it as close to the color. You don't want to cut too much off because you want everything to be on the same size. And I try to keep all my little snips in one little pile. And then I guess I need to stay in camera so you guys can see. And this is kind of easy because it's just a, you know, a nice even line that what we have to cut to get those off. And that one is kind of maybe just a hair right there. And then while I'm doing this, I'll tell you guys a little bit what I have going on. I'm actually going to be doing 2 card swaps before the end of the month. And then I've got to get a card ready for a class I'm doing in 2 weeks. And I'm working on that design for that card right now. And then I'm also going to be doing our monthly blog hop that we do for Team Stamp It. And then I'm also working on, a few months back I was offering classes, so you could order from me the classes, and then I will send you a link where you can watch the video at your own convenience. You don't have to be in front of your computer or anything like that to watch it. It'll be a private link, and it'll be a YouTube video where you can watch, and you'll make six to 8 different cards. It really depends on how many designs I come up with for each card. Sometimes I can get really creative and come up with several different ways to use one stamp set, and sometimes it's like 6 is all I can do. So I'm working on that too, and I'll post that on my blog. Again, it's bobbystamps.blogspot.com. And then I always like to try to do YouTube to show a little bit like of the accessories. You guys would go to Stampin' Up, stampin'up.net, and you could order, or my blog, and you could order everything that I tell you that you're going to need in the class. And if it's a stamp set, an ink pad, or anything that you already own, if you just message me in the PayPal link when you pay, you can substitute the stamp set or the ink set or anything like that. So look for that to be coming up. I'm hoping to have that done actually in the next couple of days. Might be a little bit longer. I have a lot going on right now, but I promise I'm working on it. And there's some great cards, and I provide all the cardstock, so all you would need is the ink pads and the stamp sets, and I would provide, I try to keep it between $50 and $55 for you guys, so that way it's reasonable, and it's an easy way for you to build up your stamp sets, your stamp collection, your ink collection, and a lot of times I'll include the ribbon. And like I said, the cardstock is always provided by me, but I try to maybe jewels or whatever it is that we use on the card. So just stay tuned for that, okay? Okay, the next thing that we're going to do now that we have that put together is we can kind of start assembling our card. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and adhere the, I think we'll go ahead and adhere the orange. Let me find my, nope, here it is. Right in front of me. Get this out of the way. So we'll go ahead and put our snail on the back of Tangelo Twist. And then go ahead and lay that down there. Now we're going to, and then I like to, yeah, you guys, if you've watched my videos, you know, I use the cheater method when we do this. So I just lay out my ribbon, make sure that I have enough to go around a little bit, and then just cut it off. And then you can place it towards the bottom. I'm sorry, you might have just heard my computer ding, it's in this room. You get notifications on Facebook. I should have put it on quiet, turn the volume down, but I forgot. So just ignore it if you guys hear it. And before I do this second, adhere the second one down, I kind of like to look at it and make sure that I have it level and straight and all that kind of good stuff. And remember guys, this is another stamp set that's going to be going away, so if you like this card and you think you're going to make it, you want to get it quick while you still can. And so this one, you know, normally it would be a little bit wider that way, and I just wanted to showcase a little bit more of the different colors instead of having them be so closely layered together. So we'll go ahead, put snail on this, and you can use fast fuse if you want to, because we have the material there, the ribbon there, but I think it's fine with the snail. Just kind of eyeball it, lay that down there. Now the trickiest part is going to be when we stamp the our sentiment in there, and I put my green all the way up to the top like that when I did it. So I'm just going to leave that there, and we're going to grab the sentiment in this one is my friend. Ink it up in the Tangelo twist, and then just put it in the middle, stamp down and up. And I got that a little bit crooked because the camera, where it's at, for me it's a little bit harder, but as you can see, when I didn't have the camera in between my arms, it was pretty easy to get it pretty straight. So don't worry about that. It looks fine. And I think what we'll go ahead and do on this is do our jewel dots. And I used the smaller ones. And I just pick them up with my snips. And I just put one in each corner. And then we put one. These are really pretty. I'd never used these until tonight when I was making this card. And they're very, very pretty. I love them. Okay, so we'll do that. And then go ahead and let me grab the ribbon. And you guys could just, when you're doing this, it's however you want to do it. If you want to do the bow, you could do the bow. I thought about and even kind of like played with, you know, just I like to do that technique a lot when it's just kind of like an X like that. So it's however you want to do it. But I'm going to go ahead and, because I'm so bad at bows, I'm going to make myself tie another bow on camera for you guys. So just make sure, because I've noticed a lot of times I don't cut enough to give me the excess that I need. And you could do it off to the side too. So I just make sure that I cut enough. And you don't want to pull it too tight because you don't want your paper to like curl up on the sides or anything like that. So just pull your bow through. And then as you can see, mine turns out really, really big each time. So I just keep pulling. Oops, that one didn't take it all. Let's try that again, guys. I told you I really need to practice my bows because I'm not a good, and I don't think I cut enough after I just told you guys to cut enough. So let's try it again. I don't want to bend my paper. I might have to cut another piece to make sure I get it right for you guys. I just can't make my fingers work right. When we were on stage, we did one of the make and takes that they had. This might work, I don't know, guys. And it was a bow, and to save my life I could not get the bow. Okay, we'll just tie another piece. Let me, oops, I dropped it. Okay. We will try another piece, and I will make sure that this time I cut it long enough. That one really looked like it was going to be long enough, the first one. But anyway, we did a make and take, and I had to tie a bow, and my bow was very sad when everybody else's around me was very pretty. So I should really practice my bow tying. That's why I'm making myself do it right now. Okay. So just kind of pull it. And then what I do, I know they look so bad when I first start out, but I pull it kind of tight that way, and then I just keep kind of making it smaller, and then I make sure that I hold it there so it's not going to go anywhere on me. And then you can always pull it really tight then, like that. And then I always like to cut my little ends at a diagonal. Move that out of the way. And then I'm going to even bring it in just a little bit smaller. Try to make sure I keep it in focus for you guys. And then if one's a little bit longer, and I think that one might be, just snip it off again. And I like that one. See, it doesn't turn out too bad after I get done with it. It just takes me a while to get there. Okay, so now I'm going to grab the glue dots. Or glue dots, dimensionals. I don't know what time it is where you guys are at, but I'm up late at night doing this card, so I need to go to bed. I've been up very early. Okay. Pull the backing off. I just really love the color of this card. These two colors look so good together. I think I forgot one on that one. Nope, got it. Nope, I don't think I did. There we go. I knew I felt that. And then when you're putting this on, just make sure that you're getting it straight and your sentiment is going to show through. And I have a very special friend that I plan on giving this card to. And then it's up to you. I like to do mine like the pointy and the flat sides. And then we're going to put this one here. And we're going to put this one here. This one there. And then we'll put this one right in the middle. And we're just going to put some dimensionals. And I only use one. If you guys want to use more than one, go right ahead. But I'm just going to use one. And I just love it when it pops this up, and it really gave it dimension. I'll show you guys in just a second a really close-up view of it and see what you guys think. If you guys would like to see any special stamp set that's not on the retiring list for the next class that I'm going to offer, leave a comment below for me. I'd be anxious to see what you guys are looking for and in the cards, and what interests you guys, and maybe what stamp set that you have but you just really don't know how to use it yet, or can't come up with any designs. And you can give me a challenge to come up with some unique ideas. So what happens is when you order the materials from me, they would come to me, and then I would have all the paper cut, scored, just everything would be cut. All you'd do, you'd get it in a packet and you'd be ready to go to make your cards. And so I'd ship it all to you. So here's the card, and can you guys see the dimension where that is popped up? I love our pop dots. I just love them so much. So that is my friend card. Cute, quick, fun. This is the first one I made. Quick card. Like I said, I have a friend that has really been with me this last couple of weeks. This past week in particular. I'm going through a lot right now, and she's just been a godsend helping me, and I just love her and appreciate her so much. And that's the nice thing about making these homemade cards. You can make it personal, and she's going to know that I stamped this. She knows I'm in Stampin' Up. I'm a demonstrator, and she's going to know I made this card, and she was on my mind when I made it. And it's just going to mean more than going to your local store and picking up a card and, you know, signing your name on it or putting it on Facebook. It's personal, it's handmade. So again, make sure that you visit my blog. It's bobbystamps.blogspot.com, and make sure that you subscribe to my channel and hit the like button if you like the video. And don't forget, leave me a comment below if you would like to see me demonstrate a certain stamp set and to offer it in my next upcoming class, which is going to be very, very soon. And I'm still going to make you guys the cute card with the baby bear stamp set, the new one that I got when I was on stage. I have a very cute idea for that card, and that's going to be what I'm going to work on tomorrow, guys. So thanks for stopping by, guys. Bye-bye.